What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. In today's video we're going to do our weekly population numbers, as well as check out how Summoner's War and Com2uS in general is doing. Let's get into it. So first we're going to look at sales numbers and how this list right here does not show Chronicles. We will talk about them in just a second, because this list right here is the easiest one to get to, and this is the gacha games list, whereas Chronicles does not label itself as a gacha in the shop, so that's why it is not on the list. But Summoner's War right here, as we can see in June, well, let me see. In May got $10 million, and in June got $8 million. Now let's check out what Chronicles, the game that we play, is doing right here. Let me change this. Come over here. So as we see, last month they got $3.5 million. They went down 48%, and they are at 1.9 million. Let's hear a little bit more.
And downloads reaching 40,000. The June revenue has even decreased by 48% compared to May. Now, let's dive into the front.
Yeah, so that's how we're doing as far as the money side. Now we can go on into the player numbers. So let me see. Yesterday, yeah, right here. So we're going to check out this week's numbers and then compare it to last week's numbers. So first, KR Korea Artemil, we have 1,567, and then from last week we have this is 627, so these down here, NA. Once I get these, then I'll be good to go. Okay, Artemil last week, 1,421, so gained 140 people. Korea Elsharian, 1,326, and then last week 1,164, so about the same, kind of up 100 and some odd people. Then we have NA West Annabelle, 2,454. Last week, I think this one, I did it from the top, from here. West Annabelle, 2,055 last week, so up 400 people in a week, which is huge. NA Katarina, we should probably do it the other way, last week first. So last week we had 1,878, and this week with Katarina, 2,208. So like 450-ish people. Really good. Then we have Valajul, 1,459 last week. This week we have 1,822. So, 350-ish people. Then last for NA East Taor, 1,349 last week. This week, plus 350, plus 356, 1,705 people. So NA got a good number of people, actually. This is going to be funny once we get to that part. Let me see. EU Talasha. Alright, EU Talasha last week, 9,361. And then EU Talasha this week. I wanted to point this out. I was attacked 1,351 times, which puts me at actual score 0. So where all the other ones are like 880 in that kind of range, 800-ish, a lot of the other regions this week, all of my things are at 0, so it's the true maximum people. 10,830, which is plus 1,000 people. That's huge. That's the second last week. Okay. Leebly last week, 9,905. This week, same thing up here. Plus 1,015. JP Tiana, 2,666 last week. This week we are at 2,945, so plus about 260, 270-ish. JP Methodist, 3,021. This week, 3,207. So less than 200 increase. Last but not least, Asia, which is the most number of people we have in the game. Last week, Vertihill was 11,566. This week, we're looking at 13,776, so plus 2,000 people. Lupinus, 6,572 last week. This week we're looking at 7,319, so that's plus 800. And last but not least, Ariel, 15,962 last week, so about 16,000, and we're exactly 17,600, so plus 1,600 people. Asia saw the biggest uptick. All the servers saw a good number of uptick. JP didn't get very many at all. KR got very few as well. NA, specifically, I believe it was Valijul, Katarina, and Annabelle. Teor is kind of still where it's at. Mostly it still gained people, but I think it gained the lowest amount. Let me check. 1705. So 350, 1459, about the same as Valijul. Teor and Valijul got about the same number of people. Katarina and Annabelle got the most. Then down here in EU, Leebly didn't really get many people at all, but Talasha got a bunch. And then all of the Asia servers, primarily Ariel and Vertihill, got the most in the game. We are plus a lot of players. Let me know what you guys think about the sales numbers, player numbers, and so on. Until next time, guys.